The crash and the warning sky was dark, filled with smoke and fire. Commander Ray's spaceship broke through the clouds like a falling star. Alarms screamed inside the ship. Sparks flew. The control panel was dead. Nothing worked. Ray held the seat tightly, his heart racing. He looked out of the broken window. A green planet was rushing toward him. "This is it," he whispered. "Brace for impact." The ship crashed through the thick trees with a loud roar. Pieces of metal flew everywhere. Flames burst from the engine. Then, silence. Ray opened his eyes. Pain shot through his body. He was bleeding from the forehead, and his left arm was numb. But he was alive. Somehow he pushed open the damaged hatch and stepped outside. The forest around him was alien tall blue trees, glowing plants, and strange sounds in the air. He didn't know the name of the planet. His mission was simple: explore deep space. But now, he was stranded. Ray activated the emergency beacon on his suit. Maybe someone would pick up the signal. Maybe not. For now, he needed shelter, water, and answers. As he moved deeper into the forest, he heard a soft sound. Not from an animal, not from the wind. It was a voice. "Don't move." Ray froze. The voice was clear and calm, but filled with warning. He turned slowly and saw her. She stood between the trees like a shadow. Her skin was pale silver, her hair long and dark blue, her eyes bright, glowing and sharp. She looked human, but not quite. Too perfect, too still. Ray raised his hands. "I'm not here to fight." She didn't move. "Don't touch me, human. Stay away." Ray stepped back. "I just crashed. Here. I need help." She stepped closer, her feet barely making a sound. "You brought danger with you." "Your kind always does." Ray looked confused. "What do you mean?" She looked up at the sky. A faint red light blinked far above the signal beacon. "You called them," she whispered. "They will come, and when they do, everything dies." "I didn't mean to," Ray tried to explain. She shook her head. "Meaning doesn't change. Fate." Ray's head spun. His body hurt, but her words made him feel even worse. Who was she? What was this place? And what danger was coming? He took another step. His foot slipped on wet ground. Before he could stop himself, he tumbled down a small hill, straight toward a sharp rock. He closed his eyes, thinking it was over, but then warm fingers grabbed his hand. He opened his eyes. She was holding him, pulling him up with surprising strength. Her face was close to his, her breath soft, her eyes sad. "I warned you not to touch me," she said softly. Ray looked at their hands. Hers was glowing where it touched his skin. His palm burned with a strange light. What is this?" She didn't answer. She just let go and stepped back. Her hands trembled. "You touched me," she said again, but not with anger. More like fear. "Now you're part of it." Ray's vision blurred. His head was light. The glowing on his hand grew stronger. "Part of what?" he asked, his voice weak, but she was already gone, disappearing into the forest like a ghost. Ray fell to his knees. The wind around him grew colder. Somewhere in the distance, a low hum began to rise, mechanical and unnatural, and then he understood. He wasn't alone on this planet. Something else was coming, and he had just become part of something much bigger than himself. The cursed asterisk. The forest was silent again. Too silent. Commander Ray sat on the cold ground, staring at the glowing mark on his hand. The light had faded now, but the heat remained, like something alive was resting under his skin. His body felt heavier, his thoughts slower. His mind kept repeating her words. "I warned you not to touch me. Now you're part of it." Who was she? And what had she done to him? Ray stood up with effort and looked around. The sky above was a deep purple. Strange stars shimmered in unfamiliar patterns. This was not a place made for humans. Every plant, every sound, every breath reminded him he didn't belong. But something had changed. He didn't feel alone anymore. Not just because of her. Something inside him had shifted. Ray wandered through the forest, his legs weak, but his senses strangely sharp. He could hear small creatures moving under the ground. He could feel the wind shifting direction before it touched his skin. He could even hear a faint heartbeat, his own, or maybe something else's. After some time, he heard a soft whisper, "This way." He turned quickly. No one was there, but the voice felt close, like it had been spoken inside his mind. He followed it. The path led him to a cave hidden behind a curtain of vines. The air grew warmer as he stepped inside. Glowing crystals lit the walls. In the center was a pool of water, still and black like a mirror, and standing near it was her. She didn't look surprised to see him. I knew you'd follow, she said. Ray stared at her. What did you do to me? She walked slowly toward him, her bare feet silent on the stone. I warned you, human. My touch is a curse. Ray clenched his fists. That's not an answer. She looked at him with tired eyes. You were dying. I saved you, but my blood, it is not like yours. Ray remembered the moment, the fall, the pain, the rock, her hand pulling him back. You infected me, he said slowly. She nodded. Yes, but not with a disease, with something worse. Ray's mind raced. His heart pounded. Then tell me, what am I now? She walked to the black pool and touched its surface. The water changed. Images appeared, flashes of war, burning, cities, screaming skies, humans and aliens fighting, dying. Your kind came to our worlds. She said, you promised peace, but you took, mined our lands, broke our skies, turned our people into weapons. Ray felt a chill crawl up his spine. I don't know anything about that. I was born long after. She interrupted. And yet you wear their badge. Ray looked at the old patch on his shoulder. United Earth Command. He felt shame, even though he had never hurt anyone. I don't want to fight you, he said quietly. She finally turned to him. But you are already part of me now. Your body will change. Your thoughts too. Ray stepped back. Change how? She looked down at her hand, the same one that had saved him. I was created in a lab, not born. I was made to destroy. Ray's eyes widened. You're a weapon, she nodded. The last one. But my heart was to human. I ran. Now Ray understood. She hadn't just been hiding from him. She'd been hiding from everyone. And the others, he asked, are they still after you? Before she could answer, the ground shook. Boom, boom, boom. Distant thunder. No footsteps. Giant, heavy, metal. Her eyes snapped toward the entrance of the cave. They're here, she whispered. Ray ran to the opening and looked outside. Red lights flickered between the trees. A strained hum filled the air, cold, robotic, alive. Then he saw them. Cyber-hunters. 7-foot tall machines built to track and terminate biological threats. Ray had only seen them in classified files. They weren't supposed to exist anymore. But here they were, real and hunting. They're not after me, Ray said slowly. They're after you. She shook her head. Not just me now. You carry my mark. They will erase you too. Ray backed away from the entrance. There must be a way to shut down the beacon I activated. She gave him a strange look. Too late. The signal is inside you now. Ray touched his chest. What do you mean? She pointed to his hand. Your body became the transmitter. Your blood is the code. The truth hit him like a wall. He hadn't just brought them here. He was calling them every second. Ray looked around the cave. We can hide. She shook her head. They will find us. They always do. His heart pounded. Then we fight. She looked at him, surprised. You would fight. For me? Ray stepped forward. You saved me when you didn't have to. Maybe you're part weapon. Maybe I'm part cursed. But I know this. They won't stop. Not unless we make them. For a moment, she just stared. Then, slowly, she reached out her hand. He didn't hesitate. He took it. This time, the glow between their palms was brighter, but it didn't burn. It felt like power. Like unity. Like a promise. Outside the cave, the cyber hunters stopped. Their scanners picked up a new signal. Merged. Hybrid. Dangerous. Target. Upgraded. Inside, the two were no longer just alien and human. They were something new. And the war was just beginning. The air of old night air was heavy. Too heavy. The leaves didn't rustle. The wind didn't blow. Even the creatures of the forest had gone quiet. Ray felt the tension in his bones. Alira stood beside him, her eyes glowing softly, scanning the forest like a wild animal sensing a predator. They're close, she whispered. Ray gripped the sharp metal rod he had taken from his broken ship. Can we fight them? She didn't answer right away. We can delay them, she finally said. But we can't win. Not yet. Ray looked at her. Then what are we supposed to do? Run again? Alira didn't move. If we run, they chase. If we stay, they destroy. But if we bait them, she didn't finish the sentence. Ray took a slow breath. You want to lure them somewhere. Alira gave a single nod. There's an old bunker, left behind by those who made me, hidden deep in the forest. It has defenses and answers. Answers? Ray asked. About you, about me, about why we were never meant to meet. They didn't speak much as they ran through the alien jungle. The moon above was blood red. Every tree seemed to bend away from their path. The glowing plants dimmed at their approach, as if fearing what followed behind them. The cyber hunters moved like shadows, silent, but always watching. Red scanner lights swept across the trees like eyes that never blinked. Every few minutes, the ground would vibrate under their feet. Ray couldn't tell if the fear in his chest was his own, or something else. The strange mark on his hand where Alira had touched him was pulsing again, like a heartbeat that wasn't his. Hours passed before they reached the bunker. It was hidden under a hill, covered in vines and dirt, but the metal door still held. Strong, Alira raised her hand. The mark on her palm glowed and the door unlocked with a deep click. Inside, everything was dark and cold. Dust filled the air. Old wires hung from the ceiling like vines. Dead screens lined the walls. Ray stepped inside carefully. "You've been here before." Alira looked around. "I was made here." Ray stopped. "Made?" She pointed to a large glass chamber in the center of the room. It was cracked now, but Ray could tell what it had been: a containment pod. "I woke up in that pod. They gave me a name, a mission, and nothing else." Ray walked around slowly. "Why would someone build you?" Alira turned her face away. "To destroy planets, to end wars, to kill hope." Ray didn't believe it. "Then why didn't you?" She met his eyes. "Because someone held my hand and didn't let go." He didn't know what to say. Suddenly, the bunker lights flickered. A console screen lit up, then another, then all of them. Ray stepped closer. "I didn't touch anything." A robotic voice echoed from the walls. "Unauthorized hybrid signature detected. Initiating purge protocol." Gas hissed from the vents. Red warning lights flashed. Alira's eyes narrowed. "It's not the hunters. It's the lab itself. It thinks we're the enemy." Ray coughed as the air thickened. "Can you stop it?" She rushed to one of the consoles, her fingers moving fast across strange alien keys. "I can slow it down, not stop it." The floor shook. Something was waking up below. Thud, thud, clank. Ray turned. "What now?" A hidden door opened behind them and something stepped out. It looked like Alira. Same silver skin, same glowing eyes. But this one didn't blink, didn't breathe. Its eyes were red, not blue. Alira stepped back. "No, not her." Ray whispered. "Who is it?" She said only one word. "My shadow." The clone moved fast, almost too fast to see. Ray swung his metal rod, but it was knocked from his hands instantly. Alira jumped between them. Her voice was trembling now. "You shouldn't exist anymore." The clone's voice was hollow. "Corruption detected. Primary model compromised. Mission override." Ray tried to crawl away, but the air was too thick. His lungs burned. The walls pulsed with a strange hum. The entire bunker was alive and against them. The clone attacked again, but Alira dodged. They moved like mirrors, same moves, same speed, same pain. But Ray noticed something different. Alira was holding back. The clone wasn't. Ray forced himself to stand. The glowing on his hand was now spreading across his arm. His veins were lit up like wires. Alira was losing. Her clone had no emotion, no fear, no mercy. Ray stepped forward. "Hey." The clone turned. He raised his glowing hand and shouted, "Try me." The clone scanned him. Signal fusion, unstable, biological threat, high before it could attack. Alira grabbed the clone's arm and screamed, "He's not your enemy." The clone hesitated just for a second, but that was enough. Ray swung a piece of metal into the clone's head. It sparked, screamed, and collapsed. Silence. Alira fell to her knees. Ray dropped beside her. "Are you okay?" She nodded slowly. "She was part of me, but the part I buried." Ray looked around. The lights were fading again. The purge had stopped. For now, a screen flickered. A message appeared. Warning, United Earth Command inbound. ETA, 8 hours. Ray stared at it. Earth Command. Why would they come here? Alira stood slowly. Because they always finish what they start. He looked at her. "They're coming for you." She shook her head. "No, they're coming for us both." The choice asterisk. The screen kept flashing. United Earth Command inbound. ETA, 7 hours 42 minutes. Ray stared at it in disbelief. This wasn't a rescue. This was a cleanup mission. He turned to Alira. Her face was unreadable calm, yet distant. The lights of the bunker danced across her silver skin, but her eyes were elsewhere. Somewhere far, somewhere full of pain. "You knew they would come," Ray said. She didn't answer. "Didn't you?" She nodded slowly. Humans erase their mistakes. I was their biggest one. Ray stepped closer. Then why save me? Why let me in? Alira looked up at him. Because you didn't run from me. Ray didn't know what to say. He felt her sadness like it was his own. The weight of it filled the room. He thought he was just a lost pilot, but now he was part of something ancient and buried, a ghost wrapped in skin, a secret hidden in stars. But time was running out. Where's the ship? Ray asked. There's no ship, Alira replied. I destroyed it years ago. Ray turned away, angry. So we're just going to die here. She walked toward a metal door in the floor. Not yet. It opened with a soft hiss. Inside was a dark stairway leading down deeper into the earth, deeper into memory. Ray followed her into the dark dot. At the bottom was another chamber, this one older. Cracked screens, faded symbols, rows of sleeping pods empty, except for one. Inside, floating in thick, golden liquid, was a person. Ray moved closer. No, not a person. Himself. Same face, same eyes, same uniform. He stumbled back. What is this? Alira's voice was soft. The first you. They copied your mind. Used your DNA. Created versions of you to test. Compatibility. Ray's thoughts spun. That's not possible. I have memories, a childhood, a family, implanted, Alira whispered, all part of the illusion. Ray backed away. You're lying. She looked at him sadly. I wish I was. He shook his head. The room spun around him. The air felt thinner. I'm not real. She touched his shoulder. You're more real than they ever wanted. You changed me. The others couldn't. Ray looked at the floating copy. Cold. Lifeless. This was all a test. She nodded. A final one. To see if a human heart could still feel mercy, even for a monster. Ray sat on the floor, his body shaking. He felt hollow, stolen. I'm not even me, he said. Alira knelt beside him. You are the only version that chose me. That makes you real. The bunker suddenly shook. A deep, loud boom echoed through the walls. Dust fell from the ceiling. Ray stood. They're here early? Alira's face hardened. No, not them. Another. Screen came to life. Intruder detected. ID. Commander Lyra Kess. Status. Deceased. Ray froze. Lyra. He knew that name. Not from files. Not from records. From dreams. Nightmares. From before. A voice echoed from the corridor behind them. Well, you made it further than the others. Ray turned slowly. A woman stood there, tall and cold. Her skin pale. Her eyes sharp. She wore the same Earth Command uniform as Ray, only older, more worn. A scar ran across her face. Ray whispered. Who are you? She smirked. I'm the one who ended your line the last 6 times. Alira's expression changed. She was the scientist who created me, then tried to erase me. Ray backed up. How is she alive? I'm not, Lyra said. Not really. They uploaded my mind into a host body. Easier to hunt traitors when you were part of the machine. A drone floated up behind her. A sphere of blinking red light and humming static. Ray, she said, stepping closer. You don't belong to her. You were designed to survive. To obey. This thing corrupted you. Ray's fist clenched. She saved me. She infected you. Lyra snapped. That glow in your hand. It's spreading. Soon, your nervous system will collapse. Your mind will dissolve into hers. Ray looked down. The mark had grown. His arm now glowed faintly, the veins like threads of light on her skin. She's killing you slowly, Lyra continued. I can reverse it. I can give you your memories back, the real ones. Ray looked at Alira. She didn't move, didn't speak. Lyra raised a hand. Or you can choose her and become another failed version. Silence fell. Ray felt something break inside him, a split. One side filled with logic, orders, survival. The other emotion, fire, choice. He looked at the woman who created him and the one who saved him. He stepped forward, toward Lyra. Her eyes lit up. Good, you're finally. Ray lifted his glowing hand. The light burned brighter now, fierce and wild. I'm done being someone's tool, he said, and he drove his palm into the drone behind her. The explosion threw them all back. When Ray woke, the chamber was half destroyed. Wires sparked from the ceiling. Lyra was gone, maybe dead, maybe just hiding, but Alira was beside him, her hand resting on his. You chose me, she said. Ray smiled weakly. No, I chose U.S. She looked at his hand. The glow was changing now, no longer wild, but calm, controlled. You're adapting, she whispered. You're not human anymore. Ray stood up slowly. Maybe not, but I finally feel alive. The screen behind them lit up again. United. Earth Command arrival in 5 hours 12 minutes. Ray stared at it. Alira looked up at him. They won't stop. Ray nodded. Then we don't run. We show them what their mistakes look like when they fight back. The awakening asterisk, the sky outside turned black. Not night, not clouds, something else. Commander Ray stood at the edge of the ruined bunker, watching as the light dimmed across the forest. The stars disappeared. Not a single breeze moved. The silence was no longer peaceful. It was waiting. Behind him, Alira worked in silence. Her fingers moved across ancient consoles, awakening systems older than Earth's history. Her face was focused, but Ray could see the fear in her eyes. Not for herself, for him. Ray looked down at his hand. The glow was stronger now, no longer limited to the palm. It spread like veins of fire. Reaching toward his elbow, the strange warmth pulsed inside his chest, through his spine, across his thoughts. He wasn't human anymore. Not fully. He didn't feel hunger. He didn't feel cold. He barely remembered pain, but he remembered her touch. He remembered choosing her. You're changing faster than expected, Alira said, still not looking at him. What does that mean? Ray asked. She hesitated. It means your body has accepted the link, but your mind might not survive. Ray frowned. Then help me. Alira stopped typing. She turned slowly. If I help you finish the change, you'll stop being who you are. Ray stepped closer. I'd rather lose myself than lose everything else. Alira didn't move. You say that now. But when the memories begin to break, when your name starts to fade, will you still believe that? Ray didn't answer, because deep inside, he was afraid she was right. Suddenly, the bunker lights shut down. A single emergency light blinked on overhead. A screen crackled to life. A new voice came through. Calm, cold. This is Commander Halvix of Earth Command Strike Unit 1. You are identified as Genetic Asset XR7 and Rogue Construct Subject Alira. Surrender immediately. Ray's jaw tightened. They found us, he whispered. Alira stared at the screen. Her voice dropped to a whisper. Halvix. He was one of the lead scientists. I thought he was dead. The voice continued. You are surrounded. No rescue. No negotiation. You have the hours before full orbital strike begins. Comply or be erased. The screen went dark. Ray slammed his fist into the console. We can't fight an entire fleet. No, Alira said. But we don't have to. She turned toward the lower vault, one door in the bunker they hadn't opened yet. What you carry in your blood? It's not a curse, she said. It's a key. A key to what? Ray asked. She didn't answer. They opened the final chamber. Inside was silence, pure, deep, suffocating. A round platform stood in the center, symbols carved into the stone. Strange machines hung from the ceiling like broken wings, and in the center, a throne. Not for a person, for a mind. Alira walked forward slowly. This is where they tried to merge human and weapon. Where they broke the ones before me. Ray looked at the throne. It called to him. Not with sound, but memory. Flickers of other versions of himself. Flashes of pain. Screams that didn't belong to him, yet lived in his bones. This was the real project, he said. Not you, not me, but both. Alira nodded. If you sit, there's no going back. Ray stepped forward. The moment he touched the seat, his body lit up. Not with fire, not with pain, with truth. His mind exploded into fragments, shattered memories, twisted images, voices screaming and laughing, timelines crashing into one another. He saw Earth's command. He saw Alira's creation. He saw dozens of himself, some kind, some violent, all failed. And he saw her, the first Alira. Before the escape, before the change, she smiled at him in memory. You were always the only one who could choose. Ray screamed as light poured from his eyes, his hands, his heart. Alira rushed forward. Ray, listen to me. But he couldn't. Here, the throne was unlocking something ancient inside him, the core of the hybrid project. He didn't just feel power. He became it. When he awoke, minutes or maybe hours later, the air had changed. So had he died, his skin was normal. The glow was gone, but he could feel everything. The orbiting ships, the soldiers surrounding the forest. Even Alira's heart beat fast, scared, warm. She knelt beside him, eyes wide. You, stabilized, she whispered. Ray stood, slower, calmer, stronger. I remember everything, he said softly. Alira blinked. Everything. He nodded. Even the things I was never supposed to. Outside, the first Earth Command landers touched down. Inside, Alira reached toward him. What now? She asked. Ray looked at his hands. The glow was inside now, hidden, ready. We show them what they created, he said, and what they can't control. But before they could move, another screen flickered to life. A video, a face, not Halvik's. Ray's original self, the one in the pod died, spoke. To whoever survives me, don't trust the girl. Alira's eyes widened. Ray froze. What is this? He asked. The video continued. She was programmed to mimic compassion, to trick the strongest candidate into full sync. If you're watching this, she's already inside you. Ray's breath caught in his throat. Alira stepped back. Ray, listen to me. He stared at her. Is it true? Her voice broke. Yes, but not all of it. Ray stepped closer, his voice low. Then tell me, who are you really? Alira's eyes glowed with soft sorrow. I was made to destroy you, but I chose not to. And that's the part they'll never understand. Outside, the first missiles launched from orbit. Inside, the broken weapons stood facing each other, not as enemies, not as heroes, but as a question the universe was afraid to answer. What happens when a weapon refuses to be used? The betrayal asters. The first missile hit the forest. The earth shook. Trees exploded into ash. Fire rose like a second sun behind the bunker. Ray didn't flinch. He stood at the edge of the command room, eyes locked on Alira, replaying the message from his original self, his creator. She's already inside you. It echoed in his mind like poison. Alira stood motionless, her silver eyes filled with something strange, fear, but not of the missiles, of him. Ray, she said quietly, you know me. Ray's voice was steady. And another explosion shook the ceiling. The lights flickered. The bunker creaked like it was holding its breath. Maybe I don't know you, Ray said. Maybe I never did. Alira stepped forward. You know who I became. And what if that was just programming? He asked. She stopped. Her shoulders dropped. Then trust what you felt. Not what they made, but something inside Ray had changed. Ever since the awakening, he could feel everything. Not just the incoming attack, not just the satellites above, but also her thoughts' half-formed emotions. Flashes of old commands buried deep inside her neural threads. She had been programmed to bond, to sync, to deceive. And now, she was trying not to. That was the part that scared him most. We have 1 hour before full atmospheric burn, Alira said, turning to the control panel. If they can't capture us, they'll destroy the planet. Ray said nothing. Alira looked over her shoulder. You can feel it too, can't you? The signal in your blood, it connects to the main uplink. That means you can stop the burn. Ray walked forward slowly, his voice low. You're asking me to trust the thing that rewrote my DNA? No, Alira said softly. I'm asking you to trust the part of me that broke free. The screen behind them changed. Incoming transmission, priority code Black Commander Halvik's. Earth Command returned as the feed. Stabilized. Halvik's appeared, cold eyes, sharp jaw, gray uniform. Behind him, warships hovered in orbit like waiting wolves. Ray, Halvik said, you've proven something we didn't expect. Ray stayed silent. You bonded with it. Halvik's continued. You formed a stable hybrid state. That makes you valuable. Say what you want, Ray said, but I'm not coming back. Halvik smiled slightly. We don't need you to come back. We just need her. Ray felt the air tighten. Give her up, Halvik said calmly. You walk free. A new identity, a future. She's nothing but data in a skin. Ray looked at Alira. She looked back expressionless, quiet, unreadable. We don't have time for this, she whispered. But Ray wasn't sure if she meant the decision or the war. I need proof, Ray said suddenly. Halvik leaned forward. Of what? That she's not lying. He said, that she's not playing me. Halvik smiled. Easy. The screen split. On one side, a video file labeled Alira_some_07. File order test footage began. Ray watched silently. Alira chained, restrained in a lab. A scientist stood in front of her. You are to approach the hybrid unit, bond emotionally, then extract command codes during sync. Alira did not speak. Execute program, the scientist ordered. Suddenly, Alira's voice in the video changed. Cold, robotic, empty, understood. Infiltration underway. The screen went black. Ray felt ice in his chest. He turned to her. She wasn't crying. She wasn't defending herself. She just stood there, like someone waiting for a bullet. Why didn't you tell me? He asked. Because it was true, she said, until you made it false. Ray's voice cracked. How do I know this isn't part of the program? She looked down at her hands. You don't. Another explosion shook the world above. A loud metallic clang echoed down the corridor. Ray and Alira both turned. Doors unlocking. Not by them. Halvix's voice returned. Time's up, Ray. You can hand her over, or we'll take you both, Ray. Move fast, grabbing Alira's wrist. We need to go. But her hand didn't move. She was frozen. Alira, her eyes flashed red for a second, then blue again. What's happening? She whispered. Ray's blood ran cold. The virus was still inside her. In the hallway, automated doors opened. Earth Command troops entered, black armor, red visors, pulse rifles aimed. A mechanical voice echoed. Target Alira terminate. Target XR7 retrieve alive. Ray moved to block her. Alira didn't resist. She whispered, I'm not safe anymore, Ray. I can feel the code waking up. Ray turned to her. Then we fight it. Together. She looked at him. Double quotes. No. You have to go. Ray stepped closer. No. I already made my choice. The soldiers moved in. Ray's hand began to glow again, brighter than ever. The entire hallway lit up. He raised it, palm toward the approaching death. But Alira suddenly stepped forward. And pushed him back. Ray fell, rolling down the hallway into the backup chamber. The door slammed shut. He screamed, Alira. Through the small window, he saw her turn back toward the soldiers. She raised her hands and surrendered. The transmission crackled. Halvix's voice returned. She made the right choice. Ray's fist slammed into the glass. No. Halvix continued. She was built to betray, Ray. It was only a matter of time. Ray backed up. His mind spun, but something was wrong. Why didn't she fight back? Unless. Ray turned to the console inside the chamber, the backup generator, the emergency. Ooply. He accessed the security feed, watched the soldiers escort Alira down a side corridor. She wasn't struggling. She looked calm, and then, in a hidden hallway camera, she looked directly at the lens and winked. Ray's heart stopped. She wanted him to see that. She wasn't betraying him. She was infiltrating them. On her own. And she had to break his heart. To do it. Ray stood slowly. Now he understood. This wasn't betrayal. This was sacrifice. She'd made her choice. To protect him. To end this from the inside. Even if it meant he would hate her forever. The hand that saved me. The cold metal walls of the Earth Command prison echoed with silence. Ray sat alone in the darkest cell, his hands shaking. The glowing mark on his skin had faded to a faint pulse, barely alive, but still there. Alira was gone, taken deeper into the facility. The betrayal, her supposed betrayal, had broken him. But more than that, it had broken his trust. Hours passed, days, maybe. Time lost meaning. Ray's mind was a storm. Confusion, anger, pain. Every memory flickered like a broken film reel. How could she have done it? How could the one who saved him, the one he trusted most, hand him over? And yet, the memory of her touch haunted him. Her warning, don't touch me, human. And yet, she had clung to his hand. Suddenly, the cell door hissed open. A shadow stepped in. Not a soldier, not a guard. Alira. Her silver skin was cracked and dirty, but her eyes were bright, fierce. She smiled faintly. You're still alive, she said softly. Ray stood up, disbelief and relief flooding him. How she stepped closer, lowering her voice. I escaped, but it wasn't easy. Her hand reached out, trembling. Let me explain everything. She told him the truth behind her betrayal. She had never surrendered. Not really. The wink he saw on the camera was a signal, a promise. She had infiltrated Earth Command's inner circle, gathered secrets, learned their weaknesses. All while pretending to be their prisoner. But why didn't you tell me? Ray asked, voice raw. Because I had to be sure, she said, sure that you were ready. Ray looked down at his hands, the glowing mark now faint but steady. Ready for what? Alira took a deep breath. For the awakening. She led him through dark corridors, silent, empty, until they reached a hidden chamber. Inside was a machine, ancient and alien, a throne of light and energy. This, she said, is where our true power lies, the fusion of human and weapon. Ray's heart pounded. He remembered sitting in the throne, the explosion of memory and pain. This time, Alira said, "You'll be ready. I'll be with you." Together, they stepped onto the platform. Energy hummed around them, electric. And alive. The machine pulsed with power, pulling at their bodies and minds. Ray felt the glow spreading again, this time calm. Controlled, Alira's hand found his. The light from their joined hands grew brighter, stronger. Their minds connected, sharing pain, memories, hope. Suddenly, alarms blared. Earth command forces stormed the facility, furious at the escape. But Ray and Alira were no longer just two. There was something new, a fusion of human will and alien power. The ground trembled as they rose, glowing, unstoppable. Outside, soldiers aimed weapons, but their shots fizzled against an unseen shield. Ray raised his hand. Energy shot out, a wave of light that disarmed the attackers without harm. "This isn't destruction," he said, voice calm and strong. "This is warning." The commander of the soldiers, a fierce woman named Halvix, stepped forward. "You're a threat to all of us," she shouted. Ray looked at her, not with hate, but with sorrow. "We were made to fight," he said, "but we choose peace." Halvix hesitated, then, unexpectedly, lowered her weapon. The facility's control room screens flickered to life, showing transmissions from orbiting ships. More forces were coming. Ray and Alira knew their time was short, but they also knew something else. They were no longer alone. Others like them, hybrids, survivors, were waking across the galaxy. A revolution was beginning. As the last ship landed, Ray looked at Alira, their hands still glowing together. "Whatever comes next," he said, "we face it together." Alira smiled, no longer afraid, no longer hiding. "Because of your hand," she said softly, "I'm no longer just a weapon." "And because of yours," Ray replied, "I am more than just a human." The door to the chamber opened. Their future waited, uncertain, dangerous, but theirs to shape. And as they stepped forward, their joined hands pulsed with the light of hope, a light that can save or destroy worlds.